Hey guys, this is my 37-gallon freshwater community tank. I call it that, but it's really more just a combination of all my freshwater fish that I own currently. I originally had them split up between this 20 long over here that's currently my microalgae tank, and then also this 55 down here that has kind of turned into my fish only tank. But kind of on a random spur of the moment decision combined with me needing to reboot most of the tanks anyway, I ended up kind of smushing them all together into one 37 extra high aquarium. This tank used to be a fish only tank, so you can even still see some salt on the salt creep on the back of the glass there. I haven't really been super particular about where stuff has been going. Obviously, I've got like swords floating up there, Anubias just everywhere. It's kind of a mess, but I mean that's how it is right now, and I kind of want to show that. Um, this tank was originally very overstocked when I first moved everything over. I had like 15 or 20 giant danios, a few pearl danios. I had the six longfin serpate touchers that are in here now. I had the six cherry birds that are in here now. I had all three platies, well, four if you count that little fry down there. I had like three peacock eels in here. I had a single coolie loach because that's all that I've got for some reason. And there's a clown pluck over in there somewhere in here, plus these three Potacinquus. Now, obviously, I've thinned the pack a little bit. A lot of the fish that were just simply too big for this tank went to friends or went to people I know at work. And I'm kind of left with a skeleton of what I want to build off of, besides this single pearl Danio, whose teeth I just fed. That's a piece of krill in there. But the single pearl Danio, I caught his like 14 or 15 buddies, but man, I just could not get around this big piece of driftwood, and he was smart enough to go around and hide in these little tiny spindly branches here. So he gets to stay until I trick him and get him into a net. But he'll just have to stay. I don't really care that much. He fought hard, so whatever. But as far as stocking this tank, I'm kind of indecisive. I really enjoy these serpate tetras down here. Like I've never been a fan of just plain old tetras, but these are some nice fish, and these aren't even like high grade serpates, but they're just really nice. I got them from PetSmart. I work there, and just noticed they were looking real good one day, and they still do. These cherry birds, I got I think three males and three females. I really enjoy them as well. They're pretty small at the moment, but I'm hoping they're going to grow up pretty nice. So I'll probably be keeping them as well. So far, no fin nipping, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, there's some shredded fins, but nothing that I'm personally too worried about. And then the three platies, there's one red Mickey Mouse and two blue Mickey Mouse. I'll be keeping those around as well. Not really for any particular reason other than I just really enjoy them. The two blues are from a local fish store here called Adventure Pets. They're just very big, very healthy fish. You know, they're not the biggest platies I've ever seen by any means, but you can see that red Mickey Mouse is from PetSmart, and he is not, or she is not nearly as big as the other two are. So, yeah, I just enjoy having those in here. The Otacinquus, they're working very hard to keep this tank clean of algae, but as you might be able to see on the front glass here, there's still some floating around, or some on the glass anyway. So I'll probably be adding at least three more of those. There's three in here currently. They've got decent bellies on them. They're not doing too shabby. So far, I haven't really been supplementally feeding them because they've got tons of food in here, but I'll probably start doing zucchini once every 7 to 10 days. I find that these guys starve off pretty quickly if you don't, at least in smaller tanks. Um, Here's that single coolie loach I was talking about. I want to get him about five or six buddies, but they're actually hard to find around me. We never get them in at work, and most stores don't carry them. I'm not sure why, but he'll either have to wait until I make an order from somewhere like Live Aquaria or special order them into a store. But he's just a regular black coolie, none of the cool silver ones or anything like that. And then that clown bucko, if you would show his face, I would get a video of him as well, but no such luck, I guess. So I guess let's go through kind of the tank itself. This is a top fin 37 extra high, so it is basically the same dimensions as like a 20 long, with the added benefit is that it's basically twice the height. It is a 22-inch tall tank, and it has its uses. So for example, as a seahorse tank, this might make a really cool display. For a average community tank, a lot of this space up here is just wasted. I would like to get some fish that kind of spend a lot of time up there, but as of right now, it's just gonna have to be bare. I've even thought about getting some plants that would either grow that tall or just kind of fill it in with some plants glued to some magnetic rocks, like you might use in a reef tank. But I haven't really decided at the moment. The hood and the lid and light are just your basic light and hood that came with the tank. Nothing special there. I find that on this kit in particular, as well as the 29-gallon, they actually included a decent light. You know, down here, this is the 55-gallon kit that I need to top off apparently. But you see, it's not quite as bright. I think the camera's correcting a lot of that, but it's definitely much dimmer than this tank. And I think for the price of the kit, which is usually like $90 when it's on sale, this isn't a bad little ensemble. Now this filter I've got on it came with that 55-gallon kit down there, so it is a little bit oversized, but it's still a top fin filter, so it does its job, but not much else. I'm just running some Aquaclear filter foam in there, nothing, no carbon, nothing like that. I don't really feel a need to in most freshwater tanks, so this is a special circumstance. So that's all I'm running there. And then this is just a 150 watt or 200 watt top fin heater. Again, I wouldn't really recommend the top fin line, but it is what it is. It came with a tank, and I've got a ton of them laying around. So with that, you know, use what you got, and when it blows up, I'll have some new stuff to add in, hopefully. I got this piece of driftwood here from a local store. It's 28 inches long, so for a 30-inch tank, it looks awesome. When I had it in this tank over here, when it was a freshwater tank, it actually took up the entire length and the majority of the height as well. So that was pretty cool, and to me, I kind of wish I still had this set up as a freshwater tank, but I'm kind of excited to see how these guppies progress, so we'll leave them be. I might convert it back over one day, I'm not sure. For now, let them do their thing. But it doesn't look bad, it could just use some expanding. But I'm not super settled on the scape, obviously. As far as plants, we got a ton of variety, and none of them are doing awesome. So these plants were pretty neglected. Like I previously had the thing going on where I basically just kind of had to let the tanks run on their own so that they get any fertilizer and not much food. So everything's doing, well, everything survived, but they're definitely not thriving. So from left to right here, we've got a crypt, and I don't know exactly which crypt this is. Part of me wants to say Wendetti, but I think it's just because that's such a common one to hear in YouTube videos. I'm really not sure which it is. It's whatever PetSmart sells. There is another crypt back here. He's a little bit different. He's a little bit more green. He is not currently planted because, again, this is a super tall tank, 22 inches. This stand that I made, it's kind of the same stand that Corey used in one of his old fish room videos. This stand itself is a good 4 feet tall or so, and then add 22 inches onto that, and it's hard to get anything past your elbow into the tank. Even when standing on like my bed here, it is almost impossible. So, you know, with that in mind, I just kind of choose not to get up there too much. But when I move, I will definitely be rescaping the snake and actually doing it properly. For now, I think these plants will do just fine, kind of floating. It's not ideal, especially for like that sword up there. But this is mostly ferns, Anubias, and a couple crypts. Crypts. So for the most part, they're going to do just fine. We have a Java fern Wendell off here. Bought that in a little tube about 2 years ago, and it's gotten decent sized, obviously. Anubias of some sort. I'm not really great at identifying them. We got some Java moss back there next to that auto. Java fern baby. This one's put off a ton of them. Nubius nanopetite. Another Nubius, I'm not sure what this is here, and there's several back there just kind of all jumbled up together. That's a little strand of hornwort, of course. Got some more hornwort over here. Got a Nubius in a pot, which is kind of random, but I don't really remember where that one came from, to be honest with you. Got some Anacris there. This plant, to be honest with you, I can't remember what it's called. It comes in little bulbs. You can buy them at like any PetSmart. I just really cannot remember what they're calling them. But they're a common plant. I've got 2 or 3 of those in here. They grow a bunch and they'll die back. One day I will remember, and one day I will share that name. And then there is a Amazon sword right there too. So I mean, this isn't like a super in-depth video. You know, we'll kind of go after once everything's scaped up and looking a little bit better. I'll go through what I'm planning for this tank. So it's going to be more of just a plain old community style, a little bit more leaning on the aggressive, like lower end of semi-aggressive. These serpate textures can be kind of pushy, and so can the cherry barbs. But we'll go more into that later on. The thing I really want to share with you guys today, other than the basic setup, was that I do also have a female betta in here. She is, I'm not sure what you would call her more. She was just a half moon that came in at work one day, and she is around here somewhere. I'm sure I just saw her out. She might be up under this piece of wood or something. But she has gotten a case of Popeye from being moved around, because I had originally moved her into a 5-gallon by herself, and then I kind of decided I didn't have room for that since I'm trying to downgrade, and I moved her into this tank. And she had originally gotten bullied by the giant Danios, which were much more aggressive towards her than I had ever really thought they would be. And now she's kind of turned into a recluse, whereas before she was always out and about and doing her thing. She now hides from me all the time. And she does have Popeye in one eye, and she has some shredded fins. So if I see her, I'll show you. If not, you'll just have to take my word for it. To be honest with you, I'm probably just going to treat this tank, I'm going to take her out of this tank and put her into her own little 5-gallon tank, which is what I was trying to avoid, but such is life, I guess. And I will probably give her a couple rounds of erythromycin mixed with some salt. Personally, I haven't had amazing results with aquarium salt. Like, I know a lot of people swear by it, even people that I really look up to, like Go Up, Corey. He swears by it in basically every diseases video he's made. Even going so far in like a live stream, I think he claimed that it kills like 98% of all diseases, which I'm sure was a generalization. He didn't really mean it, but he really swears by it. And in my experience, even using like moderately heavy doses just hasn't worked so well for me. And that's just dealing with basic fungal and bacterial infections. And maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. I know I'm always a little bit cautious with it, but I don't know. We're going to try it again, mixed with an antibiotic, and we'll see if that takes care of it. It was a pretty light case, not too bad. It was just a little bit of a milky eye. So we'll take her out, treat her up, and hopefully she'll do pretty well. So hopefully by the next time you see this tank, this Daniel will be gone, because he's kind of driving me crazy. But we shall see. And hopefully I'll be able to show that little betta in her quarantine tank, or hospital tank. So yeah, that's it for this one.